Well, how you doing there, folks? Rob Nelson here with a video, another one of my video clips. And unfortunately today I have to share something, my feelings about something that is not very pleasant. That I know there's so many things going on in the world that we wish we could solve. I'm sure there are people that wish they wouldn't see all these negative things that are happening on the news, all the terrible incidents in the world. I mean, it's just so many things going on, and I can be accused of cherry picking the news. But I'm an avid fan, first of all, of the CBC. I'm Canadian. I try to stay in touch with the media print every day in my city, and I try to supplement that news source and knowledge and information with the feed that comes to CBC. Most people are aware by now, and there's countless number of videos online and blogs on Facebook, all kinds of material out there now regarding the very tragic death of a young lady, and I hope I pronounced her name correctly, Rehtaeh Parsons. I hope I pronounced her first name correctly, and I apologize if I've mispronounced her first name. So many people have come forward demanding that we open this case, that the Justice Minister and the RCMP and everybody involved in this case reopen the case and to investigate. Well, I'm not a lawyer. Obviously, I'm not a legal individual. I'm somebody with just another opinion. And first of all, I wanted to say that I am a father. I have two teenagers, twins, a boy and a girl. They're 14 years old. And I will say, based on that bit of information, that I can relate to some degree what Rehtaeh Parsons' parents are going through right now. However, to be honest with them, I would never say I know exactly what they're going through, because when parents lose a son or a daughter, that is an individual loss that can only be felt by that individual. And from watching the videos and hearing the commentary from Rehtaeh's mother, I sense that she is working through a growing process to try to heal after this tragic loss. And I do, and so many thousands of other people who are sincere and genuine do offer her and her family the support during this very sad time. And that's one of the points I want to make, is that with the social media today, it is a tool, it is a basic tool, to put it in the simplest form, the simplest description. It is a tool that can present some of the most positive, loving energy worldwide for people. And it's unfortunate that by the same token, the technology we have today can be so devastating. And I want to comment for what my 2 cents are worth of comment means to anybody watching this, that we cannot expect technology to replace something we all know and we call and refer to in our everyday lives. That's called common sense. Common sense plays a factor in every moment of our day. And we cannot expect technology to replace that. I'm sure, for example, that the cell companies would balk at the idea of hiring hundreds and thousands of people to monitor every single photo that is it's sent by transmission over a wire. If they were able to do that economically, if they were to do that through say, monitoring and filtering. Would that be the answer? Do we want total, absolute censorship of the internet? Is that what this all boils down to? I don't think we do. What we need to do is come back to square one and check our brains and say, look, common sense needs to apply here. Now, other people have suggested that perhaps they should become vigilantes and take the law into their own hands and take these 3 or 4 guys and wipe them out, literally. Now, the question is, will that work? Will that solve our problem? Well, we know common sense says, to use that term again, common sense, wiping these guys out and taking justice into our own hands is not the answer. Let's say one of those people that perpetrated this crime against Rehtaeh deserves to die. Let's just say that, put the cards on the table. But who's going to decide who should die in this case? Again, though, will it solve the problem? Will it bring Rehtaeh back? Well, unfortunately, it won't. So we need to, when we have technology in our hands, we have control. We have our minds. We can control these habits of just taking pictures of things that are inappropriate, and we know what those things are. We need to look at the situation. Rehtaeh was 15 years old. Common sense applies here. I'm not suggesting that men and women at the age of 15 don't have sex. I'm not suggesting that. I'm sure it happens quite a bit, of course. But we need to pause when we lift the camera and say, is this right? And in this case, taking a picture or videos or whatever you do in these situations between 2 parties that are not consenting adults, and adult means in Canada 18. Isn't that the legal age? I know 19 in some provinces is a drinking age, but legal age in Canada is 18 years old. But anyway, I'm sounding redundant here. Everybody's aware of this. So we must stop this idea that we need to take the law into our own hands. Secondly, we need to use common sense. But anyway, I'm going to close this video. As I always try to do, with sharing peace and love to the Parsons family and to all their friends who genuinely supported Rehtaeh and genuinely supported the Parsons family. I hope we all learn something from this. Support has to begin at school. It has to begin at school. It has to begin in the community. It's not always possible to support every individual and often the support they need. But in Rehtaeh's case, as far as we're aware, support was possible. We didn't have to condone all this that happened. It wasn't necessary. And I hope those 3 young men come forward, or 4, whoever they were, come forward and let justice take its course. They should come forward and apologize and whatever else they have to do. They know what they have to do now. All right, so peace and love to everyone. Again, the video was a bit tough to record. You see a bit of my anger come to the surface, a bit of frustration, which is normal. It's normal to be frustrated, normal to be angry. I'm not a psychologist either. However, I just want to send another message next to the thousands of messages that come out. Peace and love to the Parsons family, to the community of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, And I hope the healing process will continue, and that we will find some justice for Rehtaeh Parsons. Thanks for listening. Take care.